All right, this is going to be a very quick one. A lot of you guys may have heard of the brand new expanded Softsynth. As a lot of us know, Yamaha just released. Um, some of you guys may have had it earlier, but for some of us, we are just getting our hands on it. So the brand new Yamaha Montage M expanded Softsynth. This is going to be the Softsynth. This is going to be the VST plug-in reaction video. So I've never worked with this before. So I am working with it for the first time, and I'm going to be talking to you about how it is. Okay. So a lot of people are complaining about it is heavy on your machine, and I have not messed with it yet. This is my first time talking about it. This is going to be a very short video. I'll take my time one day in the future to actually talk about it a bit more. Okay, so pretty much this is how it looks like, as you guys can see here. Well, I don't know if you guys are able to see um, my mouse, but I could bring it up. Okay, so you guys can see it. Okay. All right, cool. So I think you guys should be able to see my mouse now. So pretty much this is how it looks like, okay? All right. Now, a couple things that we are going to talk about. How do you know if it's going to be heavy on your machine? Well, first things first, you got to look at the system specification to know what specifications is recommended before you install it. So you know if your machine can handle it. Make sure your machine is strong enough to handle it. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I have a custom built PC here. I can move well, I can. So let me just do it real quick. So if I move you see I have a custom built PC right here. Okay, so that's my custom built. So for me personally, I can sacrifice and mess with it. But depending on your system, you may not be able to do that, okay? So I have 32 gigabyte of RAM, okay? And I have 5 terabyte of solid SSD storage internal. And this that the storage, internal storage don't really matter, but it can help. And this computer is jammed up. It's not like it's the cleanest. So that means I don't have so much room on here because I have so many plugins that I gotta do clean up, and it still is able to do a lot of work. But let's see how it sounds out of the box. And once we start loading it with a lot of plugins, what is gonna end up happening, okay? I'm actually gonna do a duplication of these two tracks here, and I'm actually gonna zoom in closer with a close-up shot here, and then you guys will be able to see what I'm doing for us to be achieving, so that you guys can follow. Okay, all right, cool. So let's get straight into it. So first things first, if you open the software, it's gonna have, okay, let me actually load a new one so you guys understand what I mean. So if you load it, it's gonna look like this, okay? Then you can start using the plus to just go through the categories to pick whatever you want, and then pick whatever tone you want. It's that simple. If you want to layer it up, you just pick another layer, and then you do it, and then you just use the volumes to basically level it up and stuff like that, okay? And then you can also pan it as you want. Okay, so that's kind of the basics of it. Of course, you can do other things if you want to, but for now, those are the basics that I'm going to talk about. I don't want this to be a long video. Okay, so as you guys can see, I have a couple loaded up because I want this to be a very, very fast video, and then you guys can see I have all kinds of levels. But the question you guys will ask yourself is, why do I have it all muted, right? Because I want you guys to understand how it works on your computer, okay? So right now I'm using a software to stream called Wirecast, and right now it's at 2.5. Prior to me not streaming, it was at like 1.7, 1.9. Right now it's at 2.5. So right now with me just playing one instrument, which is this piano right here, okay? This piano that I have selected, CFX FM EP, okay? Let's see how it does on it. Keep your eyes close to this 2.6 and see how much CPU memory is using, okay? And then you could also look at the memory to see if it's doing anything with the memory, but let's just see, okay? All right, so you see we are peaking at 2.6. Now immediately when I start playing, let's see if there are any differences. Okay, so we don't see much difference, right? So now let's keep adding on. Okay, I'm just gonna keep adding on. So let me actually do my close-up shot, and we are gonna keep adding on, okay? All right, so all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna be unmuting. Then we can hear what are the differences, okay? And also sound quality. So sound sounds clean right now, right? Okay, cool. So now let me actually pen this here so we could have this up the whole time, and just keep your eye right there, see what will happen. So now I'm gonna now do this next instrument, okay? Now it's being added. I want you to be monitoring right where my mouse is. See, we are getting in the trace. You guys can see that, right? As we can see, it's going in the 3.4s, it's going in the 3.2s. We are seeing it somewhere there. Let's keep moving. Okay, keep your eye there. Now I have 3 instruments loaded now. Whoa! You guys saw that? Just with 3 instruments. You guys saw what just happened? It's now starting to mess with my loopback audio. So you guys see that? You guys heard that cut there? Okay, it's now messing with my loopback audio. So just with 3 instruments loaded up. Of course, you're not going to need that much depending on your workflow, but let's just say, you know, you wanted to see what it can do, okay? So you guys heard that, right? Okay. Whoa, you guys see that? Cutting it entirely. You guys hear that? So you guys see that? Now let's just take that one that just came in out and let's go back to 2. Let's see if that does anything. You guys see that? Just with 3, our audio is screwed up. With 2, we are able to manage depending on how powerful your machine is. So now think about it. Imagine if your machine is 8 GB or 16 GB. Actually, I'm not 32. I'm 64 GB of RAM. Sorry about that. 64 GB of RAM. So imagine where you are at. You are 16. I'm at 64 and I'm experiencing this. So now put that in perspective of what you are going to experience. I'm at 5 TB of SSD internal, and I'm at 64 GB RAM. So it's a custom built PC. So if you're using a regular computer and you're trying to mess with this, just understand. I have a lot of friend engineers who love it, but they cannot deal with what they got to go through with this, okay? So this is why I'm bringing it to your attention so you will be aware of it, okay? All right. So this is good. This is good stuff. But let me move this out of the way a little bit because I want you guys to see what I'm muting and all that. I didn't catch that. Okay, cool. So you guys see I was muting the stuff over here. You guys were not seeing. That's what I mean. This is 3 and this is 2. Okay, so now we see what it's doing. Now let's even go to 4 loaded and let's see what will happen. And let's also monitor the CPU usage and the memory usage. You guys see that? So you guys can see it's just blown up. Now let's do, how many is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Is that 5? Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have 4 loaded right now, okay? So now let's play the 4th one. Let's see how that will sound. Let's monitor. All right, so let's just stop there. You guys get the point, okay? So if you plan on using it, understand this. Now, let's just say we are going to just load up 3. Let's take off 1 and 2. Let's take off 4, and let's just keep 3. And let's see, is it just because that tone is not going to be good? And let's see, this is the tone we are using here, okay? Synth voice, okay? So now let's play that by itself, and let's see, is that going to cut it, okay? Just that one. Was that a problem, or was it just because it was overloaded? Okay, and still keep your eye on. So you guys can see by itself it's doing fine. Let's add the last one to it. Let's see if it does anything. All right, let's just say we are good, okay? Now let's add the first one, which was like a piano, to it. Let's see how that would sound. Let's see how that would do. All right, good. So at this point, if I'm going to use this plugin, then I know my limit is 2. Whatever tones I pick, I have to stay at 2 to be safe. So yes, it sounds good, and all the tones are good and original, but does it make sense for me to work with that? Okay, so this is something that you're gonna have to make a decision on. Does it make sense that you deal with this, or does it make sense that you work within what this plugin can handle? Okay, I'm running out of time. I have to leave the house real quick, so let me do something very quick before I leave. Okay, so now this is what we're gonna do. Okay, let's get back to the screen. Okay, and now what I'm gonna do is, since we know we can record with 2, I'm gonna go ahead and solo 2 of them. No, you can't even solo 2. Never mind. I'm gonna just mute every other one, and I'm just gonna keep the 2. Okay, the first 2. And I'm going to do a quick recording. Let's see if we record, if it's going to do anything to the computer, okay? Let's see what it's going to do to the computer. Okay. All right. And I still want to monitor. So just monitor what will happen. 2 recording. Okay, so let's just say you were playing praises and you needed to do fast. How would that do? Okay, we get the point. I'm not going to waste time because of my time. All right, so we see that in the recording, we were able to get away with a 2, but we still was having the issues of that latency issue. So let's take off the 2 and let's keep 1. Let's see how that will do. I'm going to play very hard to see how that will do. So 1, we are pretty much fine, okay? When we do the 2, we start getting in trouble, okay? So we might be able to get away with 2, but just understand the risk. All right, so you can get away with it, but 3, then you are killing yourself, okay? 3, you are probably about to kill yourself with 3. Let's see. All right, you guys get the point. All right, so this is all I'm going to show for now because I have to leave. I'm running behind schedule, but you guys can see it is a pretty good plugin. It has some good tones, and keep in mind, I'm streaming at the same time recording, so it's taking a lot of work on my computer, so I might be able to get away with 3 if I really needed it in production. I remember in production, I'm going to maybe need it here and there, here and there. So for production, I might get away with it, but if you need to play a live program or whatever and you're playing with it, just understand it may not do it for you, okay? And also remember, I have SSD internal drive and SSD external drive. So it's SSD everything. So if you don't have this setup or this configuration and you want to work with it, understand the pros and cons, okay? All right, cool. I just wanted to do a quick basic. This is my reaction part 1. I'm going to do part 2 where I can maybe dive a bit deeper and tell you things I like about what I see. But again, the nutshell of it all is you simply have your instruments, okay? Let me delete this for real quick. You simply have your instrument, you come in here, and you just load up what you want. It automatically puts 2 in there for you. You can come in, change it up to whatever you want. If you want brass, you can pick whatever brass you want. You know, whatever you want, you can do. So we can do another one where I go through and kind of test it out. So I'll do that after I come back from where I'm going. But for now, this is going to end it for part 1, okay? All right. Once again, God bless you all. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I hope to be able to do more of these things. I've been busy lately with work, but hopefully I can get more of these things down with you guys, okay? All right. Remain blessed. Minister Steinwell for C Multimedia. All right. God bless you all.